Welcome back to mobile application development. Today, I'll be working on another knockoff from the software engineering class. Something called OkayMon, the Jamaican trading card game. See if I can pull up some info on OkayMon, the Jamaican trading card game. Of course, the joke here is that it's based on people mispronouncing another very popular and fiercely copyrighted franchise. So let's look at the specs here for OkayMon. Alright. Grandmothers who misheard what their grandchild wanted for Christmas. Nice. OkayMon is a digital trading card game that's going to be distributed in retail stores. Oh no. Making it one of the rare products of the physical presence. Physical card packs come with a scannable code, so I could do a QR reader that kids can redeem for digital cards in the online game. Or they can buy them online for the same price. So I got to integrate with Google Store and everything. I am not going to do that in a day or two. First step will be to integrate your online game with our purchasing and redemption platform, so that's going to be a pass. I might do the QR reader if I have time, but I don't think I will. Develop the trading card gameplay and multiplayer application. Oh, okay, so my main job is that, so I'll focus on those things. Gameplay, multiplayer application. Apparently I got to work with an art team. Gameplay should revolve around extremely rare cards that virtually guarantee victory to ensure the customers buy our card packs. Every few months we need to be able to release a new edition of the game that renders old cards useless, so support the addition of new cards, or you need multiplayer, or you need ranking in a leaderboard system. Gross. Okay, so I'll set up the gameplay UI, and then I'll probably run out of time, frankly, because this is a tough one. I might be able to get to some of the multiplayer, but I don't think that I will. So we'll see how far I can get in this knockoff. Yeah, with more people working on it, it might be a little bit more manageable with just one person with a couple hours. Really, this is one of the better ones for software engineering because it can really easily be broken up into little parts. So somebody should really be, while I'm working on the front end, somebody should be up in Eclipse or whatever Java application of choice working on the server part, and somebody else should be up on working on the client-side networking in Android Studio, and then after like a week or two, we would come together and combine all those different things. Okay, I had some art, actually. Let me see if I can pull up my good art. I made some art for this team. I made them a buffalo soldier. This is tremendous. Really tremendous. Alright, I'm going to crop that. Perfect. So this was Battle Butters' stuff. And now we'll do OkayMon stuff. Buffalo Soldier. You guys get it? OkayMon. The Jamaican trading card game. It's a Buffalo Soldier, guys. It's a Buffalo Nobody gets it. Alright. I need to add it to my texture resources here. And if you're doing this correctly, you're supposed to add one for every different DPI scale. So you need to have a medium and a large and everything. How do I move this stuff over? I think there's a special command for adding an asset. I want to make sure I do it correctly. I'll just look it up. think you need to go to Tool Windows, Resource Manager. Okay, and we're going to import some drawables. How do I do this? We got this plus sign here. Yep. Yeah, I'm just going to do an image asset. Oh, man. Isn't that great? Alright, asset path. Crikey. Alright. I'm just gonna copy Buffalo Soldier's path to make my life a little easier. Boy, it's a pretty big long shot from Unity's drag and drop, that's for sure. Awesome. Okay, it's gonna make all those versions for me. Whoa, whoa, no, no, I don't want that to be called launcher. It's gonna be a new thing. Buffalo Soldier. Okay, I think we did everything right there. How do I get out of here? There we go. Alright. What the heck? It added an XML file for me. How come it did that? Boy, the simplest things, huh? And now it doesn't like that. Let's see if it even still compiles. It doesn't like the name of it because it has an uppercase S. Well, you could have warned me about that before I committed to it. Thanks a lot. Okay. Well, it doesn't anymore. S is not a valid file-based name. Now what? Where's that at? Where's S? Ah, no. Now all the imports are broken because I renamed it, but it didn't refactor correctly. You know, you'd think it would have warned me when I was creating it in the first place. They're all broken. Let's see if I can undo my way out of creating the file. It looks like I was able to undo my way out of creating the file, but it looks like I also undid my way out of creating the project. Okay, looks like I've redone my way back into the project. I've got my drawables back. Nothing's broken yet. Nope. It is. Okay. All this from an image import, huh? Everything is gone there, but as soon as I bring it back, it's going to have a problem. Maybe I can delete it from my image imports here. Safe delete. Okay. Looks like it did not get cleared out of anywhere. Well, let's just go manually then. Okay, we did it. That was a lot harder than it had to be. Now let's go back to the resource manager and try again. And this time, do it with a lowercase letter, since apparently that's very important, even though it doesn't tell you that at any point. Okay, so soldier with a lowercase s. Okay. And if this doesn't work, I'm just going to import it as a plain old image instead of doing it the right way. Because seriously, who's got time for this? Alright. Can it run successfully after this import? Yeah, looks like it did. Except default activity not found anymore. Okay. That's pretty weird. Which probably should have made me one. Huh, it didn't. Okay. Well, let's make a new activity. Start with an empty. We'll call this gameplay, I guess. Yeah, we'll call this gameplay because this, the first thing I'm gonna write is the perspective that you see when you're actually playing the game. And then I'll go into the not other stuff first, because without the front end, I can't really test everything else. So it didn't add it as a default, which means I have to go hunt down the manifest and add default to my manifest as the default application, which means I gotta go hunt down another manifest and remember how to make it the default. It's gonna be replace this stuff with main and launcher. I think that'll do the trick. Alright, cool, it launches. Actually, I should pull that up on my phone so that I can show you. So, not a great look for Android Studio. The moment I start developing something real, I encounter multiple complex errors. Maybe that's it for the day, you know? Maybe I just got them all out of the way. Alright. I'm gonna do my cards first, because that's fun. Let's make them a fragment, so that I can put, like, multiple in a scene. And also, I didn't cover fragments when we were doing the review. So you might be tempted to say, make a new fragment. Maybe you can. Every time I've ever tried to do that, I've just gotten incredibly confused and way over my head. So I'm going to create it the way I know how, by manually making the layout and then manually linking it to a class. So I'm going to call this Fragment Card. And I've definitely learned my lesson about uppercase letters. I'm sorry, Android Studio, I'll never do it again. Everything will be named in lowercase snake case from here out, except the classes, maybe. Alright, I want them to look small, but they don't have like a really small card preview that I can use. So, go with like a wearable one, I guess. I don't really want to make my own here. So, well, I can try. I got custom. Add a device. Oh, come on. You're not going to make me launch the thing, are you? You make me launch the thing. You know what? All this for a thing? No gracias. How do I do a custom and set its resolution? Oh, I guess you don't. Surely I should be able to specify some stuff here. Let me look that up. I guess I'll open another Chrome window for you guys to see me look this stuff up. Sometimes it helps to always start with Android in your search. Android, how to preview custom resolution. Let's go to Android Studio. How to use a custom resolution. Okay. So this is about adding a device. I don't want to do that. I just want to check a resolution. So you have to go to add device definition and make the device and then restart Android Studio. Alright, pass. I'm not going to do that. I'll just use this little wearable one. Let's see. Constraint layout. That's going to be a no for me. That's too darn complicated. So let's swap this guy out. Can I? There we go. Let's do a simple linear layout, but I want it to be vertical. I'm going to do the cards description at the top. I'll just call this description. And then we'll do the cards picture. And for this, do Buffalo Soldier. Oh, come on. Come on, it's solid green. What's wrong? What a ripoff. Alright. Let me find this thing. Maybe it'll play when I'm in there. Ah, yes. It specified a different source compat for some reason. No, actually, that's not the problem. Well, shoot. I guess we'll see. Maybe I want to do... No, I don't want to do background. That doesn't affect it either. Okay. I guess we'll see. Guess we'll see. Might have to fix my import. That would be a shame. Alright, and then another text view for the description. Wait, no, this one's the title of the card. Call that title. Already exists. Okay. Card title. That one will be card image. That one will be card description. And I'll add some placeholder text here. OkayMon card. This is the description of OkayMon card. I'm going to give everything a size. I'm going to specify that my cards are going to be exactly 100 dp. This is solely for simplicity. You notice that there's some stuff cut off here. That doesn't matter. The fragment preview. This is why I don't understand why they don't have a custom resolution, because when you make fragments, you make them arbitrary sizes, so you think you would need one. The fragment preview doesn't matter. It's actually pretty much always wrong. The only way to preview it is by adding it to another activity. Okay, well, I'm going to deal with the image problem later. For all I know, it's going to work. Okay, now I need to make the code that inflates it, because remember, nothing displays to the screen unless it's inflated, blah, blah, blah. So I'll call this card fragment. This is going to extend. I'll use the Android X fragment, so I'm just committing to the Android X library here. And to the internet I go. Android fragment. Let's go with make a fragment, and hopefully there's a tutorial out there. I can copy these two lines from. Yep, there. That's what I'm looking for. You could memorize these too, you know, if you were really committed. This is one of those things that it makes you when you create a fragment from the creator tool. It just happens to also make you a bunch of other stuff that I don't want. Don't need all your crappy comment code from the internet, and I'll probably not use it's on view created, but I might, so I'll keep it for now. Okay, that inflates your fragment and then attaches it. Now, in order to add fragments to your activities, so fragments are just little mini activities, basically. They are just a little collection of UI elements like I had there, and kind of like a, you know, like a pop-up box that we made earlier. Just a collection of UI elements, so you can slot it in wherever. And I'm going to use this fragment of an OkayMon card. It's going to be the display for all of my OkayMon cards. So when you make a fragment like that, Again, I'm going to change this to linear because that's how I roll. When you make a card like that, you're going to have to put it somewhere, and Android has a very strange way of specifying how to place your fragments. Let's have a look. So, I don't really play card games much, but I'm guessing if you've got a card game where you're facing off against an opponent, you both have cards, you probably see their cards on the top, your cards on the bottom, your deck's probably over there, and then there's like a playing field in the middle where the magic happens. So I'm going to gloss over the playing field portion of the exercise for now. I'm just going to stick an image view there, just the scenic background, whatever. That'll be the playing field later if I get around to it. Okay. And then I'm going to have two linear layouts on either end that are going to hold the cards. Those are both going to wrap content. And then I need to give everything weight. So these things have, let's go with 3.5 weight. The image view, 3.5 and 3.5 is 70, would have a 3. Let's do with a 3.5 weight. And then I'm going to add little placeholders to them where the cards will go. You can use any component you want, I think. We'll see if I'm right about that in a second. The preference is usually some kind of placeholder image or a container, like a frame layout. I'm going to use, I guess let's use a frame layout. So the bottom one is the one that's going to hold our cards. I'm going to wrap content, and I'll add a image view to it to keep track of it. This is going to be card 1. Okay. Card 1. Why is this image view that I put as a placeholder so large? It's massive. I might have to end up sticking it inside of a layout somewhere. Just kind of ignoring weight too, even if I push it down. It just gets bigger. Alright, let's see what happens when I inflate it. Okay, so back to my gameplay class. Now I need to swap out the placeholder dude with the fragment that I built. So back to search. I had this tutorial open. Hopefully they do it. That's not what I want to do. That's not what I want to do. Oh hey, I used a frame layout to hold it. Nice. That's what I want to do. I'm going to create a fragment and then add it to the frame layout. Let's go. Okay. Replace and commit. Well, let's just copy it all. Okay. So I want to replace, I got to name that frame something then, right? Yeah, I named it card 1. Okay. I want to replace card 1 with, I called it card fragment. And then commit. Let's see. Weird. I don't even see my little scenic view doodad, so it doesn't look at all like what I was planning. Let's replace this image my placeholder with something else. Oh, it's source comp. I guess you can't use that scenic thing as your source in the actual application, since it doesn't come up as an option here. You can only use it in your layout editor. I'll just use Android Guy as my placeholder then for the center. Looking good. Okay, but looking a little like smallish. Like I don't really have room for everything I'm planning to do. I definitely don't have a ton of vertical space and everything, so I think I'm going to make this a full screen activity if it's going to be a game. So let's go and change this to be a full screen activity. So Android, make an activity full screen. No, I don't want to select a new activity. I don't want to do it programmatically. Set this in my style. Cool. Alright. Style, style, style. I don't need map right now. I'm going to need themes. I'll probably change it here, since it's going to be full screen on every view. Let's do it for my night mode as well. Now let's see if that actually overrides the material theme with the action bar there. My guess is no, but I'm going to find out. Oh, it does actually. Okay. Cool. So now I got room to work with. Nice. That black space that you guys see on the left, by the way, is the camera on this phone. So it's got one of those notches. And I think you can use that as screen space if you want in the settings, but I don't know if most people are going to end up doing that. Alright, it's still kind of, you know, maybe it's a little bit big, but I guess you want to see all your cards. I guess let's see what it looks like once you have more cards in place. So, one of the hilariously most difficult things to do is to copy and paste the same component a few times. Watch what happens when I try. Duplicates it and then complains that there's a duplicate. Nice job, Android. Okay. Just make new ones. Gross as it is, it's the easiest thing to do here. Alright. Frame and another frame, and these aren't being parented correctly. I don't think they are. Nope, they are. Okay. That one wasn't. And let's go with a hand of 5, I think was the spec. Of course, my Buffalo Soldier art didn't end up getting displayed there either. Bummer. Card 3, card 4, card 5. It's not looking great, but it's alright. I think what I need the most right now is a little bit of padding on the sides. And to figure out why the first one is the only one that has padding. So, I'm gonna clear out the image view that I was using as a preview. I think I don't need that anymore. Search for your padding, and then you can set different kinds of padding. I'm going to do 5 dp on the left and 5 dp on the right. Let's see if that looks reasonable. Yep, looks pretty reasonable to me. Let's see if I can also center this, maybe. Not easily. Let's see, is there something else I can do on the linear layout to center all of its subcomponents? Let's see. Look at that. Center components inside a linear layout. Gravity handles the alignment of its children. Gravity center. Let's try it out. That is correct as far as I remember, but I think there's more to it than that. I think you need to set the gravity of all the children too, but we'll see. One of the annoying things here is I can't really test it without running it, since none of the fragments get inflated until you actually start the device. That wasn't it. Oh, I think I centered the wrong one. Yeah, I did. I'll center that one too, but it's actually this last one down here that contains all the stuff that we're holding. Nope. Try layout gravity. I think I might have to just add the gravity to center for all the subframes too. Nope, that was it. That does it without having to add it to all the subframes, which is really what I was going for there, because I wanted to copy and paste it 5 times. My aversion to work made me do an extra 2 minutes of Googling. Go figure. Alright, well, I got the cards to display. I probably want them to be clickable at some point. Alright, clickable cards. How do I make the cards clickable? Do I want them clickable, or do I want to just be lazy and put a button on them? Let's see. What if you make the entire layout clickable? I guess I should say, look it up. Maybe there's a standard practice for this. I've never had to make a whole fragment clickable. Make a whole fragment clickable. Place a view that matches in size to the size of the fragment on top of your text views. Okay. Yeah, that would work. I guess I could put an invisible button on top of it. Make a layout file. And then set that yeah, I guess I could do that too. So set it to clickable and then set it on click listener. Alright, whatever, let's see if it's doable. I should call this something. Call it card layout. And we'll find clickable. Set it to true. And then on click we'll do that's a good question. How do you decide what to do on click? Huh. Interesting. Alright, let me think about that. And then, I mean, I could do it in the fragment itself. I probably don't want to do that though, but I try it. Copy this code. I don't need most of this. I do have a linear layout. We'll find view. Find view. How do you... Jeez. R dot Is there no find view by ID inside of fragments? That's a possibility. That's definitely a possibility. Right. Okay. Well, suffice to say it's too much effort for now. I'll just make it clickable in some easier way later, hopefully. Probably do it from here somewhere eventually. That's a good question. How do you reference these after you've created them? Probably going to have to do that at some point. I'm not going to need those. I will probably need to look it up. Yeah, let's move on to logic. I'll do that later. In fact, to make it even simpler, I'm just going to add buttons for now, and we'll figure out how to make it clickable down the road. So this is what the gameplay. I'm going to add a button to every card And is that going to clear out when they get inflated? If so, I'm going to need to add another hierarchy. No, I do get to keep my buttons. Cool. Look at that. Buttons. Obviously not in the right place. Okay, let's move those a little bit so that they do end up in the right place. Let's put them under. Let's do another linear layout beneath this one. Layout gravity centered, and then I need buttons, 5 of them, 2, 3, 4, 5. I need to size them the same as the cards, so they're going to be 100 dp big, just like the cards are, and then I need to give them the same padding too. I think the material buttons actually ignore padding, so that could be an issue, but it probably looks acceptable. Yes, they do. Another fun quirk, right? That material buttons, like these, just ignore their padding setting for whatever reason. Let's see if that's easy to override. Here's how to remove them. Don't think that's going to work. And it didn't. Yeah, use a text view, but make it clickable. That certainly works. Drawable padding, that certainly works. Margin. Margin. Of course it was a different word. I mean, obviously it's margin, right? Who doesn't know that it's margin instead of padding? It's padding on one mechanism, but then it's margin on a different one. There we go. So stupid. Such a stupid platform. Okay. I think that got me where I wanted. Yep. Alright. So, front end's kind of done-ish. I just gotta link those buttons up. let's do that part. Where do I want to do my listener? To look at one of the other listeners I already have and just copy and paste it. That's probably the easiest way. Or even better, just look it up on the internet. Android button listener. Extend. I want the activity-based one. That's my favorite one. Fine. No, I don't want that one. The activity-based one. Damn it. How did I fall for that again? Fine. Geeks for geeks. Let's do it. No, shut up. I don't want all this stuff. I just want... There we go. There we go. Yes. Implement. On-click listener. Right. We're on a roll. And then I want to... Yep, set all buttons. Five of them. Guess I gotta name them. Call it button 0. Oh boy, that's a bad name because that's the default one. We'll call it button. I don't want to call them left and right because that's confusing, so we'll just call it. Yeah, 0's fine. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. Lots of laziness today. Well, at least they have the same name as their array indices. So that certainly makes life convenient in a sense. Onesies, twosies, threesies, foursies. Okay, and that's the listener set. And then to implement thingy. Cool. And oh, wrong. I always get confused between this and Unity. Button click. See if everything's working there. Whew. Nope. Not happy. Probably because I forgot to change 0 to numbers. The peril of specifying array indexes manually. Okay, that's alright, they all react. Good, lovely. Guess I can get rid of the word button on all of them. That's definitely unnecessary. Okay. Let's start on gameplay. I've already taken a lot of my time here. If I do this for one more day, I'm gonna basically run out of time before I even get to anything. Ouch. Okay, so let's get to some gameplay, and then hopefully I can get something going. I don't even know how you really play this without the multiplayer setup. You can't really play a local trading card game against yourself. I guess you'd have 2 decks. I don't know. Start my inheritance structure. I'm going to have the basic card. I'm going to have probably deck at some point, and then different kinds of cards that inherit from card. In fact, card will probably be abstract. Let's see. Let's have a player, tracks player state, and that's it for now. We'll see where that takes me. Okay, so what kind of properties do cards have? So let's list a few. We'll go with cost. Upkeep, maybe it'll be every turn. And then let's say negative cost per turn to maintain this card. Negative upkeep grants, I don't know, whatever the currency is, let's call it, it's called bananas. I think that's what they specified in the requirement. Cost to play this card in bananas. Bananas. Okay. Name. Let's do an enum for type. Card type. Start with an uppercase. I think they said they wanted beach type cards. There's like waterfall. I'd have to go back and look at the student spec, but it's like beach, waterfall, jungle, some others. So to create a card, let's specify a cost, upkeep, name, card type. Link all those things together. Cool. I guess I should also link to some kind of display component. Card display or card UI or something. And this is going to hold the hold the image view and stuff that the card needs to render. Every card will have one of these attached to it. Yeah, I'll have to think about that some more later. It might end up being a bad idea, but I'll keep it for now. Okay, player has an array of cards called their deck. I guess the size of the deck is determined at spawn time when the object is first made, so it would be something that you determine in the constructor. You would get an array of cards, and that would be the deck. And then you'd probably have a hand generated at some point. Card hand. Let's make a shuffle method now. Let's go with a cheap, cheesy shuffle. Let's call it spot1 math.random times deck.length. It just swaps the location of 50 random cards. Not a good shuffle, but it's sufficient. It's also sufficiently random that it mixes it up enough. And even if you have a relatively long deck, like 100 cards, just shuffling 50 of them is pretty good. You can always just crank this number up. I guess I can make a static for it. Static final cards. Randomized per shuffle. There we go. 50 card shuffle. Deck's created. Shuffle it. And then draw a hand. This will be draw initial hand. You'll draw 5 cards for your initial hand. Now, how do I want to handle the deck distribution there? Well, I could have it so that the cards in the deck are never purged, that they're like marked drawn and not drawn, and it just draws the next available card from the top when it draws. That's probably the easiest way to do it, but that's terribly inefficient. I guess I don't really care. I could obviously make a stack or something. That would be very preferable, but it's also harder. So let me think about whether or not I'm committed to doing the harder thing here or not. And so what's the max number of cards in your hand, too? I should probably specify that now. 7. What's the maximum number of cards in your hand? Okay, well, I guess I'll draw from... So again, the question is, do I want to just have a field on every card that tells you whether it's like out of play or not, and then just draw the next available one by looping through? Or do I actually want to make a proper data structure that holds the cards? Most of you guys have had 328s. You should know how to make the proper data structure. But on the other hand, again, you know, stack implementation, that's going to require another 5-10 minutes here. Or I could just not do that. So, man, that would be really inefficient. You have to compare if it's in your hand. All this other stuff. Let's do this. Let's do int top of deck. I think I can maintain this system. Top of deck equals cards.length -1. And we're only going to shuffle up to the top of deck. Beyond that, it'll be null cards. So you'll always draw from the top, and the rest will be null. So I is top of deck. I is greater than, well, let's not make this complicated. If I'm drawing 5, I'm drawing 5. No reason to make the loop look weird. That just damages readability. So hand of I equals deck of top of deck, deck of top of deck. I don't have to set it to null, I guess. Just leave them there. as a historical note. Looks good. Yeah, that'll work. Okay, I think that sets up the initial hand draw. Now I still need to figure out properties of cards and stuff, and then probably link them to images. I think by the time I wrap up at the end of next class, I'm probably still not going to have a playable game. So yeah, this one sucks. Sorry, 270 people, but hopefully you guys are learning a little something there with the fragments and everything. Again, really hard to use and communicate with fragments, so I'm going to put that off to see if I even have time for it. Let me know if you want to see some particular element of this. Obviously, there's a lot, so tell me in either chat if you want to see next time. You want to see the networking parts, maybe you want to see the fragment communication part, you want to see more of the game logic part like I'm doing right here. Just let me know, otherwise I'll just basically pick whatever parts I would normally do first in order to finish this, if I was to finish it. Okay, I'm going to actually call it a little bit early today, and I'm going to go through and talk to anybody who's in the Discord. Let's see, do we have anybody? No, but I'm going to still be available in there for the next hour or so. So if you're available, come and talk to me about how your application is going and what else you want to see in the next lectures. Alright, signing out for now, so come see me in Discord if you've got anything you want to show or anything you want to talk about.